What's going on, crime fighters? I am Vengeance, I am the Knight, and welcome back to the channel. And guys, we have a lot to talk about. We have a hell of a lot to talk about. And I fully didn't get to dive in to what I truly wanted to when it came to everything that dropped at Disney Investor Day. And we got smacked with a lot. And, you know, I did the live stream. I took snippets of that and edited it and put it up to YouTube. So because of that, them going back to back, I never truly got a chance to fully invest my thoughts into it. Now here's the chance. And hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you guys stick around to hear my thoughts. Please let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on everything that dropped. We got a lot of shows, a lot of movies, a lot of announcements. It was pretty damn awesome, I will say. And with a very, very touching tribute to Chadwick Boseman at the end. As you see, I'm a full get up for him, and we will talk about that more later on during the show. For starters, before we get into this, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Guys, I'm telling you, it's not an empty subscribe. Just right down there. It's simple. Simple little click. We have a lot of content here on this channel, and we have a lot more coming up. Please, I ask you, you're not prepared for what we have in store. So to see what that is, and to get updates, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be reminded of everything going down here in the future. So, without further ado, let's get into the Marvel Cinematic and serial universe. Alright, so starting off first, we have WandaVision. Now this is something I'm greatly intrigued about, because they've done a really good job of keeping this show hush hush. Not giving us too much, but giving us just the right amount to let us know where exactly this is going to stand within the universe. And this is going to open up the universe vastly to endless possibilities, which will go through an arc through WandaVision, Doctor Strange 2, and Spider-Man 3. So, like I said, we don't know too much about this. We know that Wanda and Vision are going through a serial of changes within their reality, or Wanda's reality, as we saw within the trailer. Now, it intrigues me because this seems like something that she created. This is something by her own doing, where she's warping reality, in which that single-handedly has an effect to open up a multiverse. Now, where she is exactly that's the tricky spot. That's where we don't know who has her and why. Maybe something going on with what we'll talk about later with Loki. Maybe the TVA are involved. Maybe it's something that they got a hand of her and now they're going through her to help manipulate time, or through the verse and trying to figure out what exactly is going on. But we don't know for sure. So the trailer was pretty amazing. They gave us, just enough to arouse our curiosity a little more without giving us too much. We saw a lot of good snippets. One in particular, we saw the Soul Stone, which we know was the source of Vision himself, at least from what we're told. This could explore something a little bit more, that he's more reliant and more aware outside of the stone. That could be playing into the story as well. It was a great overall tone. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. They kept with the quirkiness, and it's something that I look forward to diving, more into. And I hope this is the last. We don't need any more trailers, clips, anything like that. You've done enough to keep the audience curious. Don't ruin it by showing or giving too much. Next up, we have the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now this is something that kind of surprised me. I was not expecting to love what they gave us as much as I did. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier sees the return of Anthony Mackie as Falcons, Sam Wilson, and Sebastian Stan as Bucky the Winter Soldier. And we're not exactly sure what their story entails, but we know it's another amazing adventure starring, I guess you could say, a fan favorite duo. Something similar to The Rock and Jason Statham within the Fast and Furious franchise. Bucky and Falcon have quickly become a great pairing, a fun pairing that audiences want to see more of, and here they got it. and boy, did they fucking deliver. This trailer was pretty awesome. It was great. It gave Falcon so much opportunity to shine and be a standout. We've never really seen that, we haven't really seen that, I should say, within the cinematic universe with him in particular. But just the trailer alone was the most badass he's been throughout all these films. And it looks like we're going to dive more into his background. And give him, like I said, more time to shine, which I'm excited about. Bucky, the Winter Soldier, has a lot of badass moments within this as well. I don't know exactly who they are facing, because the trailer does a good job of being very secretive within that. We saw glimpses of Zemo. We saw glimpses of, I forget the new Captain America, or the symbol for the shield that is kind of taking place within Steve's absence. Sam seems very reluctant to take on the shield, which is evident throughout this trailer because we don't see him with it. We see him talk about how the history is complicated, how it's hard to live up to something as, big and grand as Captain America. And this is his story into becoming his own, which I love. I don't know where Bucky fits into this. They really didn't go too much into on a direction of where they're going necessarily with him. It was more Sam driven, which is good because we had a whole movie about Bucky, and he's been within a few within the universe. This is definitely a Falcon-centered show, what it seems, with the pairing, great dynamic, amazing action. The budget looks stunning. The graphics do, because this looks like a cinematic film versus a TV show, and that's what really gets me excited. We also seen glimpses of new characters, which I'm not too particularly familiar with. A female with a handprint on her mask, whoever that may be, please let me know in the comment sections below. But it is something I'm definitely looking forward to, and a new adventure that's going to, for sure, kick some ass. So I'm looking forward to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And next up, good goddamn, did this give me chills. This is Loki. Now this is something I was not expecting to get some footage to. And they smacked us right in the mouth, and I took all of it without claiming battery, because that was so much goodness that I just simply couldn't handle. In the world of endless possibilities that this show sets up is ridiculous, and they give it all to us within this first look. And this time sees the return of Tom Hiddleston as Loki, everyone's favorite god of mischief. And he's just as lost as we are during this trailer and what the hell's going on. This picks up directly after the events of Avengers Endgame, where that storyline's Loki is sent to, I do not know where, as he would say. Or no, I know not where. So, this explores the possibility of time. Time within its travel and time authority, with the TVA taking center stage, led by what seemingly Owen Wilson, that is recruiting Loki to go within these time missions. Now this has been described as a thriller, a crime thriller, and that's an interesting place to put Loki, given who he is. And Marvel seems to have been handling and weaving out that story and doing that blend magnificently from what they've shown us. We also had brief glimpses of Kang the Conqueror in this as well. As you can see in the foreground of the trailer, you will see him center stage in a 3 monumental piece throughout the TVA. As well as we have shoutouts to Thor, we have shoutouts to Heimdall as well. Will we see a return of Idris Elba in this? Even though he completely hates working for Marvel, will he make a comeback? Who knows? Because technically during this timeline, Heimdall is still alive. Hence Loki, because he is alive, but in our current timeline, he is dead. That could change. We also, speaking of dead, saw a glimpse, so it appears, of the lovely Black Widow. That's going to be interesting. For what purpose? If that really is her, who knows? But it definitely looks like the planet she went to give her ultimate sacrifice. But we will see. I love, love, love this trailer. It got me incredibly hyped. I love the music. The music was amazing. And I can't wait to hear that score. I don't know who is scoring it, but I do know that is pretty glorious. Now on to something a little more animated. This by far was probably my favorite and most intriguing, just because of the possibilities that are created within this. I don't know if it's going to be shorts or just a full throughout series. I love the creativity that is behind this, and that is Marvel's What If. Set to the narration of Jeffrey Wright as the Watcher, who I thought it was someone completely different, but it ended up being Jeffrey Wright. I was like, oh, that makes sense. This follows Marvel's, well, from what we know, cinematic universe from a different take. The What If take. What happens when T'Challa is picked up by Yondu instead of Peter Quill? What happens when Captain America is a full-blown zombie coming after our own Bucky Barnes? What happens if Peggy would have taken that super soldier serum? This begs the question, and I'm here for all of it, because this truly looks spectacular. This animation is gorgeous. These stories are amazing for what they showed us, and that's only what they showed us. We don't know what all is in store with this series. All the Marvel cast is returning, or at least majority of them, for their respected characters to voice their respected characters within this series, which is also exciting, plus some newcomers, I am sure. But it's good to see our main core back together and giving us a little bit more and a different take on some of our favorite heroes. The trailer itself opened up worlds. It showed us possibilities. It showed us creativity. It showed us beauty. It showed us story. It showed us range. There's so many different aspects to this show that make it what it is and what it's going to be. And we've only scratched the surface. So I loved what I saw by that trailer. I loved what they gave us. They didn't give us too much, but they left us wanting more. That's for damn sure. Now, speaking of first looks, we got a bit of a first look by Marvel's Miss Marvel, a new series centered around Kamala Khan, the somewhat Captain Marvel obsessed hero. They didn't give us too much, but I loved what they did give us. She'll be joining the likes of Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, as well as Monica Rambeau. So it's going to be, safe to say, quite the marvelous film. See what I did there? You got it. And we got a very, very special announcement, which I'm sure has lit everybody on fire, was the announcement that Marvel's First Family is getting an official feature-length film. That is exciting, and it will be directed by the Spider-Man series' own director, Jon Watts, which is also exciting. So this means not only does it instill more confidence for this next Spider-Man film, they inspired so much that they said, hey, why don't you take on Marvel's First Family? We think you can. That gives me immense hope for Spider-Man 3, and that makes me even more excited for Marvel's First Family. Now we just have to figure out who is going to play who. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Also, we got a little more further detail within our She-Hulk series. The biggest is that Tim Roth's Abomination is coming back. That's something I damn sure didn't see coming. I thought Marvel just gave a big when it came to the Incredible Hulk. But they remembered, oh, that's part of our universe. So that's amazing to find them to bring that little trinket from that film over to this series. And it's something that they also, reiterated that this is a great and very funny comedy. And it centers around, She-Hulk trying to be a serious lawyer when it comes to superhero affairs while trying to be taken seriously at the same time. And they hinted that from episode to episode, you never know who's going to show up. So we might see a whole array of some of our favorites or unknown heroes making an appearance throughout the show. Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Nick Fury returns. Mr. Samuel Jackson, the motherfucker himself. returns as Nick Fury in Secret Invasion. Outside of Civil War, this is one of the biggest crossover, comic book storylines that there is within the universe. And Ben Mendelsohn is returning as Talos from Captain Marvel, which was a very great standout in that film, if you ask me. And I'm excited to see the two come together to bring this story to life. This is definitely going to bleed into the Universal, well, not the Universal, but the Universe films to continue the story of the invasion. Now, Skrulls, that's going to be some interestingness. Or they're going to go in a different direction. But if they're bringing Skrulls into the universe in terms of Secret Invasion, boy, oh boy, shit's about to get really, really interesting. And then we have Armor Wars. My boy Rhodey. Yes sir, Don Cheadle is returning as War Machine to lead his very own series based on the comic book series. This is where Tony Stark, as described, his worst nightmare comes true when his armor and his technology falls into the wrong hands. So we're about to see War Machine kick a whole lot of ass. And I will never, ever complain about that. Now on to more serious matters. They also gave us an update on Black Panther 2 and the status of Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa. Now Kevin Feige took to this to take the time to announce that they will not be recasting the character of T'Challa. And they're working hard at figuring out how to continue the story of Wakanda and the people that live within and the characters we love so much. I've seen a lot of mixed feelings about this. And to me, there's only one way to feel about it. But that doesn't mean it's definitive. That's just my take. I think this was an amazing and appropriate outcome and decision by Marvel to not recast that. Because it is a role that is not recastable. Chadwick Boseman left his mark. Not only for that character, but in history. He left his mark in film. He left his mark for our culture. He left his mark to the black community. He left his mark. He himself, that role within itself, is iconic. It is legendary. And no one can fill those shoes. Just like no one can fill the shoes of Tony Stark with Robert Downey Jr. That no one can fill the shoes of Wolverine, played by Hugh Jackman. Now, although those roles can be recast, it won't be the same. But for Chadwick specifically, it definitely would not be the same. His legacy will move on through great storytelling, through perspective, through remembrance, and we do not need the character of T'Challa himself visible to do that. Legends are not formed by the person himself. Legends are formed of what the person left behind. Legends are us. That's what that means. To carry on his legacy. That is us. That is not them. So I see the argument of there's so much story to tell with T'Challa. There's so many things that we can go about. So many directions we can go. Some that are so important and this or that. We don't need T'Challa. We've had it. And it can never be replaced or redone. For right now, T'Challa will live on through his characters, through Wakanda's history, and that is where we will see the legend that is T'Challa and the icon that is Chadwick Boseman. If there is an argument to a story, it's for personal gain, not facts. Personal emotion, personal feel is not a factual thing. So if you say there are more stories that can be told, I just don't agree with it, that is for your own personal gain. What is factual is legacy. What is factual is what story can bring. Now, I'm not wronging anyone for having a different opinion than I, for not agreeing to not recasting. That's not a negative, and it's not a fault, but it's not a fact. So, and you guys might not agree with that, and that's completely fine. Let's have an open dialogue about it in the comment sections below. That's what this history, of this country is founded on. Freedom of speech. Let's talk about it. Because it is a diverse subject, it is a touchy subject. But the fact of the matter is, we do not need T'Challa to carry on the mantle of Black Panther. We do not need him to carry on his story. His story, his legacy is us. His impact in the community, in the world, is us. All of that is how we will remember Chadwick. That is how we will remember T'Challa through these films going on. And I fully trust that Marvel has a hand-on grip on where to take this story and direction to make it memorable, to make it that legacy, to continue that legacy of T'Challa. I want to thank you guys for joining me in this, which is hopefully won't be the last. As you see, there's a different approach. It's a different look. So hopefully this sticks and hopefully you like this. And we've talked about a lot. We've touched on touchy subjects. And that's fine. If you don't agree, let's talk. I'm fully open. Talk with the peers in the comment sections below. That's what film is about. That's what this industry is about. It's all subjective. It's all opinion. It's all based on opinion. So let's have a healthy dialogue. A healthy dialogue. Don't go in the comment section destroying each other. Or me. Well, if you try to destroy me, I'm more than welcome for discussion. It's okay. But I want to thank you guys for joining me in this video and stopping by and hanging out. And I covered things that were brand new. I know there's a lot that I missed, but it was things that we've already known, that they did not show us, that they did not announce, that they didn't add anything to, which some was disappointing. Some, like the Eternals or Shang-Chi, I expected some footage, because those are damn near done or through, within filming. Whereas something like Ms. Marvel just started and already, has given us something, but those two have not. So there's been slight disappointments within the presentation, such as that, but overall the presentation was amazing. Disney just took their dick and put it right on the table and said, boom, I'm big dog, I'm ruling this. They have the world like this. Disney rules the world. And if this wasn't enough to solidify that, I don't know what is. So guys, again, I thank you. I thank you for joining me today. And be on the lookout for more. Alright? Join me in the road to 100,000 subscribers. Like, comment, and share. Subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribing. Join me in the road to 100,000 subscribers. Like, comment, and share. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share it while you're at it. But subscribing will make me feel oh so good. As well as hitting that thumbs up, which really helped the channel out a lot. Be sure to hit that notification bell to be reminded whenever I make a video, and to be reminded for fellow updates coming up for events or just general content. Follow my social media posted in the description box below. Crime fighters, it's been real. It's been John. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.